Today is Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021, about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, just after 12. It's about 52 degrees or so. It's cool, but not cold. The sun is warm. I can feel it on my back. I'm currently facing north. This hive faces south. And just going to do a quick little check-in. Starting to get towards late winter now. Not quite late winter yet, but it's getting there. And we're just gonna see what they're up to. This hive obviously is still quite active. I am seeing bees with pollen going in there, so they're still humming away, doing well as far as I can tell. Won't crack into them until next month at the very earliest, and that'll be closer to the equinox anyway, the spring equinox. So far so good on this one. This one is empty. Some bees going in there to try to find whatever scraps they can. This one died months ago now. So that's just an empty hive at this point. I'm gonna move it eventually over there to this spot up here. See if I can catch a swarm. Caught 2 swarms up there the last 2 years, so that's a good spot. And now, I guess this will be the first beekeeping video for 2021. It's been the weather lately. Alright, so the weather lately, these past few weeks of January have been very rainy, unsettled weather. Most of January was fairly sunny and mild, but the back half was quite wet and stormy. We, was that last week? Yeah, last week we had some back-to-back storms that were quite powerful. One was a cold storm that came from the north, and then this last one that we just had was a warm storm that came from the south. So that first storm was extremely windy as the storm came on shore, like record, not quite record winds, but it was very, very windy, 40 mile per hour sustained winds, 50 plus mile per hour gusts for us on the coast. So for some of the exposed coastal ridges and stuff up in the hills and everything, it was pretty intense. 70 plus 75 mile an hour winds and driving rain and hail, and they got snow up in the coastal hills and stuff. So it was pretty intense. And then the last storm that we had was also intense, but not quite as intense. But it has also dropped quite a bit of rain. Our rain gauge, I emptied it. The last storm we had last week, the week before, whenever that was, the rain gauge was up to about here, so about 3.5 inches. And then now, as you can see from the last storm, it's up to 1 inch. So it's been pretty wet. So it's nice having a sunny day like this. It's pretty warm and nice. It's good weather today. And now, let's go see what we're doing in here. So, this hive has been very active all winter. They have mostly moved from the bottom entrance up to the top there, so I suspect that's where they are mostly concentrating now. Queen's probably up there laying eggs and stuff, because they're bringing in pollen too. And then this hive is actually a little surprising to me, because they were less active and now they are looking quite active. They're bringing in plenty of pollen too. And then this one has become less active. I was kind of expecting them to be busier today, and I've been watching them, and I haven't seen pollen going in there yet. This one is, and this one has not yet. So I'm going to sit here for a minute and watch them and see if anybody goes in with some pollen. Because if this hive died, then that's a bummer, because they were active all winter. We'll see. But yeah, clearly this one got a lot going on. Very busy. The pollen they're bringing in is, I'm seeing some bright yellow stuff. Earlier in the winter I saw this kind of gray looking pollen. So, not sure. Their dandelions are coming up, and I've seen some early season daffodils. So this one's got, like, that one just went in with some like white pollen. Right, let's keep looking here. And there's this bug here. I don't even know what that is. Just kind of hanging out. Just waiting to see if anybody with pollen goes in there. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing yet. But again, these guys, I see yellow, I see orange, and I see kind of whitish gray looking pollen that they're bringing in. So they've got some good sources somewhere. And then same with these guys, ladies I should say, bringing in some orange pollen. So they're pretty happy. Yeah, nothing. That's disappointing. But I'll have to wait and see, confirm. Because, I mean, there are bees coming in and out. But that's not necessarily indicative of the health of the hive, because what I want to see is the pollen. And if they're not bringing in pollen, then maybe they didn't make it. No, nothing. Very busy. So these holes are an inch in diameter. The entrance can accommodate, I think, 2 inches. So the holes are a little bit smaller, but I can always just open up another entrance if necessary. Still watching. So even though I've got the camera pointed at this hive, I'm still watching this one. Some bees coming in and out. But yeah, not much activity over there, unfortunately. I'm still seeing bees go in there, handful at a time. 1, 2, 3 here and there. Nothing like this. I'm pleasantly surprised at this hive. I thought they were toast months ago, but they seem to be doing all right. I've got a visitor on my hand. Well, I guess I'll call it in for today. Don't really see anybody going in and out of there with pollen or anything. Not compared to the other 3. But, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Disappointing, but, you know, just part of being a beekeeper is accepting that losses happen. So, if I only lose 2 out of these 5 this winter, then that's really not so bad, because the past 2 winters I've lost 4 out of 5. So it's much easier to go back up to 5 when I'm starting with 3 than it is to go to 5 starting with 1. So not the end of the world. And I'll be doing splits here in, I don't know, probably about 6 weeks or so. And, or not 6 weeks, it'll be like 10 weeks, April. So I'll do my first splits. But, yeah, won't even crack them open until, like I said, next month at the earliest. If I can wait until April, that's better. That gives them a little bit more time to build up. I noticed, I think 2 days ago, there's getting the first green on the plum tree here. So that was a couple days ago, so this is starting to wake up. Now I don't see any other green on this. Oh wait, no, here's one. Just like a little bud starting to come up there. So plum tree's waking up. Haven't seen any green on the peach tree here yet. And I haven't seen any green on the apple tree yet. Fortunately, we don't get apples on this tree. This is one we grew from seed, but a little story behind this tree. It's our wedding apple tree. It was much smaller. I just recently transplanted it from the front to in a pot. The pot that it was in was we had at our wedding, and I've moved it here into the backyard. So no fruit, but that's okay. And then there's the chickens. We actually lost one of these chickens. This green one here, who is currently getting groomed by her sister. During that big storm we had, she somehow disappeared from the yard, ended up in the neighbor's yard over that way, and my wife was able to go get her and bring her back. So happy to have her home, because these two are like peas and carrots. They really just are. They've got each other, and they hang out with the other ladies, but it's not quite the same. So I'm really glad we were able to get her back. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. It's a really nice day out here, though, so kind of reluctant to go back inside. It's funny though, because I can see the bees will fly out of this entrance and just go zoop and fly right into there, get whatever they can, and then just zoop and fly right back home. So let's see. I wonder if I can get a feel for how heavy this thing is. It's still got a little bit of weight to it. If I can just hold on for another few weeks, the flowers will really start popping up. Oh, you know what? This hive is actually much heavier than I thought it would be. So they've got stuff if they need to steal out of there. Same for these guys over here. These bees. Oh, all right. 13.5 minutes. I wonder if I can make it to 15. I bet I can. Just watching these bees. I could watch these bees all day. All day. One thing that I haven't done, and I should, but might be too late, maybe it's not too late, is to go back and review my videos and things from last year, during 2020. Haven't done that. Told myself I would over the winter. School started back up, kind of using that as an excuse to not do it. But I really should, so I can take notes on what's happening, or rather kind of review what had happened over the past year, and just to know better, I guess. I mean, it's not really going to change what I do. Still going to make splits. Still going to try grafting again in May, once I get my first couple of splits up and running. So that's kind of what the plan is for this year. Still haven't seen anybody coming out of here, but anyway, at the 15-minute mark. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you Maybe in a month or so.